to another episode of iSparks Food is Medicine. I'm Fiona. I'm a dietitian and a white settler of Irish ancestry.
Hello, I'm Rachel. I'm also a dietitian and a food lover. I'm originally from Prince Rupert and a member of the Loch Column Band.
We have the honor today to be on the homelands of the Quw'utsun peoples. We're on the riverside of the Quw'utsun River. And honestly, I hope you can hear this in the background of the beautiful melodic river sound that's just going to be so nourishing today as we
cook some delicious food.
So excited today to cook and also eat, which is the best part. We have two exciting guests with us today, two Métis youth that are athletes that are hoping to learn about food and nutrition. One is an aspiring NAG athlete, the North American Indigenous Games, and one is a past athlete from the NAG Games. So we're excited to get to know them.
So we're gonna do some build your own overnight oats, and we're really gonna focus in on the protein so they can have these overnight oats for breakfast or post a workout, post a game. And then we're gonna make some healthy fish and chips. So we have a new friend, the air fryer, that we're gonna try and see if we can make some fish and chips with less oil. And then we're also gonna do some healthy vegetables. And then what else are we doing?
Well, I don't even know anything about air frying, so I'm super excited for Rachel to teach us. But I'm gonna also balance the new with the kind of everyday oven method.
Amazing.
Come join us. Today we're going to make some overnight oats, so I'm really excited. This isn't actually something I've eaten a ton of. I've been making it recently, and I think it's just such an amazing way to fuel yourself in the morning. But one thing you said the other day is it doesn't have to be a breakfast thing. So we're starting it off this morning for some breakfast, but it's a snack and a meal that you could have throughout the day.
Yeah. So we wanted to make overnight oats today because we have two special guests, and we wanted to kind of talk to them about meal prep for the week, healthy breakfast, but also making sure we're getting enough protein, healthy carbohydrates and fiber at each meal. And then also talk a little bit about post-exercise snacks.
Brought these mason jars. We're gonna make them with the athletes so it's something that they can put the lid on and travel around with. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I've heard other dietitians, and especially you, share, is that you can make a whole bunch of these and they last in the fridge for 4 to 5 days.
4 to 5 days, yeah. So you can have your mason jars out, mix and match with all the goodies we have out here, and have them ready for the week.
I think that that's the greatest thing, is sometimes when I eat oatmeal, I feel like it's the same, but I've noticed we've got nuts, seeds, berries, we've got some berries from the land, we've got chocolate, bananas, and apples, and also adding a bit of the peanut butter flavor, because one of my favorite things is a peanut butter cookie.
Oh, yes.
But you could add this in to your
peanut butter, chocolate, banana.
Oh, wow.
What Fiona has done is made a dairy-free version, and here we have a dairy version. So we're gonna ask the guests what they wanna make, but just so you can kind of see here, this dairy-free version, to thicken it, it's kind of based on chia.
Okay, because this is kind of new to me, except on your amazing cracker recipe, you showed me how to use chia. But that's chia, and it's kind of creates a jelly, like a pudding.
Like a pudding, yeah. Yeah. And if you're not into chia, or you don't have chia, or you want to go with the Greek yogurt protein, we have this one here.
Yeah, and Greek yogurt, I always hear about it, but we have some here, but it's just yogurt, but it's just a little bit thicker because they've kept the protein part of milk when they're making yogurt. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. They've double strained it, so it's less liquid, so more concentrated in protein. So a good way for athletes to get a good amount of protein in a small amount of food.
So it's so great to see the two different consistencies, and then we'll offer our athletes to come decorate and eat whichever ones they want, and then of course we've got different sizes. It depends how old you are, how active you are, so you can make your overnight oats in whatever size.
Yeah, I would say for me, this would be a good portion for me. I think this would keep me pretty full. I might put a little bit more liquid in this one, maybe some almond milk on top, and then maybe some fresh berries, and to make it ready for breakfast. But if you are an active young man, or you're really hungry, or you're gonna have this for dinner, you might go for this bigger serving.
Well, that makes sense. Well, should we call the lads off the basketball court and tell them to come make some yummy overnight oats with us?
Perfect.
Yay! Awesome. Thanks for interrupting your game to come join us to make some overnight oats. We're really excited to eat with you guys. So we have some guests. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jacob.
Hi, I'm Coleman.
Yay. Well, these are two amazing, inspiring athletes. So excited to have you both here. And they're also Métis, and they're children of the beautiful, amazing Robin Edgar. So very excited that you guys could join us. And you guys ever had overnight oats before?
I have not.
You've had them?
I have them in chocolate milk.
But you've never made them. Can we make them together?
Sure.
Okay, so we're gonna grab either old-fashioned oats or muesli. And Rachel, what's the difference?
Okay, yeah, so muesli is basically just old-fashioned oats with all the goodies added to it already. So if you're feeling short on time and you don't have the space to have all the seeds in the coconut, you can just buy muesli, which is already pre-mixed, or, because we have it here, you can do your own mix. So you can start with the oats or the muesli if you want. And usually I say start with about, for young men, maybe, what do you think, half a cup approximately?
Yeah, sure.
3/4. So you can measure if you want to, or you can just eyeball. I prefer just eyeballing.
So again, we're using the large flaked oats because of the fiber and the nutrition that come in that. So perfect.
Next we can add are you both looking to increase your protein? Probably as athletes? Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
So what I would suggest is using the Greek yogurt, if you're okay with yogurt. So probably about half a cup to 3/4, and then you can just add it on top. And this is just plain yogurt, and we do have maple syrup and berries, other things to flavor it.
And cinnamon, which we've talked about before. Perfect.
I feel like I just eat this now.
You want to eat it now? Awesome. Overnight, do you put the cinnamon overnight, or do you usually put that in the morning?
I put it all in. I like it all in. Sometimes I wait for the fresh fruit in the morning, but I would suggest putting in any of the nuts and seeds you want now. There's some chia, there's some sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, hemp hearts, which are a good source of protein. And then we have some coconut. And over here, we have some cranberries, some cherries. If you had raisins, they would work too. Some ground flax. This is some salal jam that was gifted.
Nice.
Some chocolate, and then we can top it with some fresh fruit. Oh, and of course, peanut butter.
Oh yeah, I love coconut.
Good call. That's what I would do.
So we also have some thimbleberries and salal berries and the black cap raspberries and the trailing blackberries as well. So just knowing that, whatever fruit you have around, you can use.
Do you want chocolate? Yes.
Oh, it's really melted. I feel like that's a lot.
Okay, so now what I would do is mix it really well. If it's looking like it's not liquidy enough, if it's a bit thick, then we're gonna add a little bit of almond milk or whatever milk you have at home, regular milk, soy milk, oat milk.
Yeah, you didn't put maybe enough oats for how tall you are. Do you want to put a bit more?
Yeah.
Tell me when.
I don't know. I don't know. It's probably good.
And that's the fun thing with overnight oats is you really can make them your own, and you can't really mess them up. And so using the yogurt and the oats overnight can be kind of a simple way, and then adding the milk or the almond milk in the morning helps find that perfect consistency for you.
You want to grab the almond milk over here?
Oh yeah. And just, dietitians, we love fiber. And sometimes you'll hear us talking about steel cut oats, but we really do recommend the old fashioned. The steel cut would take a couple days to soften with the yogurt or the milk. So just buy the 100% old fashioned oats, or sometimes they're also referred to as large flake oats. But we wouldn't put instant oats or 2-minute oats, right? Because we want the fiber of the old-fashioned, right?
Because the surface area is bigger on these old-fashioned oats. They're going to stay in our stomach for longer, so give us more energy over the day, rather than the instant oats, which are easier to digest because of the smaller surface area. So definitely for young boys, young athletes, we'd go for the traditional oats, the large flake oats.
Awesome. Great.
These look amazing.
Yeah. I love the variety of each of you making it your own. And so what I usually do then is I put a lid on overnight in the fridge. I don't know why I do that, I just always have. And then we'll, leave these. And so you could make 5 of these if you wanted one for each day of the week.
Can you tell us what you put on yours?
I put chocolate, blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, thimbleberries, and strawberries and blueberries.
Okay, and what do we have here?
I've got some banana, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and chocolate in mine.
Amazing. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about protein since we have 2 athletes here. So protein is really important for muscle recovery and lean body mass. So especially after a workout, we want to make sure we refuel. So about half an hour to an hour after a workout, after a game, you want to get about, 20 to 30 grams of protein. So what that might look like is equivalent to this much Greek yogurt. So for you after a game, if you had something like this, that would be a great post-exercise snack to help you refuel. And then the carbohydrates in the oats and the fruit will help give your muscles that kind of glycogen, that sugar energy that it's been depleting while you were exercising. So a good thing to remember is that we use protein best when it's spread out evenly throughout the day. So a lot of people don't get enough protein at breakfast. So here we have some high protein overnight oats. So we have the peanut butter for the protein, the Greek yogurt, the hemp hearts, and then everything else has a little bit of protein in it as well. So good job making a high protein post-exercise snack or high protein breakfast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're gonna make some roasted vegetables and we're gonna make it 2 different ways. So you can see here we have an air fryer, which I'm really excited to share. Have you ever used an air fryer?
No, this is honestly, I'm so excited for today to, I've been hearing about it, people are talking about it. A couple years ago it was the Instapot, and now I'm hearing about air fryers, so I'm really excited to learn from you today.
Makes great roasted vegetables, but we're also gonna do the classic roasted vegetables. If you don't have an air fryer, you can still make roasted vegetables on the trusty baking sheet. And you can see here we have a wide variety of vegetables, so you can basically roast, most vegetables, maybe not lettuce, I guess.
Oh no. Yeah, but you can do kale. I put kale sometimes in my roasted veg.
Yep. So most vegetables you can roast. It's a great way to use up leftover vegetables. So if you have some, Brussels sprouts that are looking, not so fresh, roast them and they'll taste great. We both have different ways of roasting vegetables, which I thought was really interesting. I like to start roasting my vegetables with the hardest vegetables first. So the hardest ones being the potato or the sweet potato yam or the squash and the carrot. And so I would start with the harder vegetables, cook them for a few minutes, then start adding the softer ones. So then I would go maybe with the cauliflower, then maybe with the broccoli, and then I might end with something like the pepper and the mushrooms. But how do you do your roasted vegetables?
Well, I really got into roasted veg maybe 2 years ago because of I fell in love with Brussels sprouts. So they kind of became the inspiration. But for me, what I do is I don't really have the attention span of every 10 minutes to kind of know what to put in. So what I do is I look at, the harder ones, I'll cut a little bit smaller than some of the other ones. So when we cut peppers, sometimes people cut them really small. For me, I cut them in nice kind of squares so that they take a little bit longer to cook. But yeah, so just kind of laying it out, but then I put them all in the oven, olive oil, salt and pepper, and they cook in about 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay, so you put them all on the tray at the same time.
Exactly.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, a little bit of a lazy cook, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Rachel's just finishing up her mushrooms. So I've got my favorite mix of vegetables for roasted veg. So I'm gonna add 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil, kind of depending on how much oil you want. And then of course, everyone, enjoys a little bit of pepper, hopefully. So we're gonna put some pepper on them. We're gonna put some salt. But you can use a variety of different flavors. If you wanted a little bit of heat, you could put some chili flakes, or if you wanted a bit of a curry flavor, you could use cumin or curry powder. You also mentioned paprika, was it?
Paprika, yeah. Or I'm really interested to know what you have over there.
Yeah. So, we've met some of you in the past, so we just wanted to bring in the flavor shaker that we did at some of the trainings. And of course, it's just kind of like seasoning salt, but made with the dried herbs and spices. So no salt, but adds a lot of flavor. So it's got about 10 or 15 different spices, and you can add it to your roasted veg, your roasted potatoes. So it's just a great thing. And so what I do is I buy all the bulk spices, just mix them together and then store them in here. And such a great way to flavor your food without getting like this salt content that you get in seasoning salt.
Okay.
So I really enjoy that one. And then I also thought of just also getting some nutrition. And many of you have seen this. This is the nutrition shaker. And so it's got a bit of powdered seaweed. It's got powdered nettle, powdered sesame seed. And so it has a bit of salt, like a little bit of flavoring from the seaweed, but adds a little bit of nutrition to the veg.
Amazing.
So this bowl is a little bit smaller than I usually do. So one of the things chefs always say, this might be a little bit too much veg, is they don't want to be suffocating each other, or instead of roasting, they steam. So we might take some of these off before we put them in the oven and cook them on another sheet, but you just want to give them a little bit of space. And then also, then again, you could go over with the nutrition shaker, and you could also put this on at the end, but this is just flavoring them now. Here's the flavor shaker, and of course, salt and pepper. But we will enjoy these. They'll cook for about 25 minutes in the oven at around 350 to 400. Kind of depends what your oven is, so I kind of play with it a bit.
Okay, I'm excited. Thank
Awesome.
you. So now I'm going to show you how I do my roasted vegetables. A little bit more of a process, but we're going to use the air fryer.
I'm
which
excited.
makes things easier.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like to start with my harder vegetables first. So I have some butternut squash here. With the air fryer, you don't need to use any oil at all. I'm just going to add a tiny, tiny bit. So like maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon.
So is that the kind of nutritional benefit? It gets the crispiness.
Crispiness without the extra oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm just going to do plain old salt and pepper here. And I'm not going to be delicate like you and use a spoon. I'm just going to use my hands. So kind of just coat the squash a little bit in the oil. And so I've already preheated the air fryer. So with any air fryer, usually they recommend about 3 minutes of preheating, which I've already done. And I have it set to 400 degrees. And what we're going to do is cook the butternut squash for about 4 minutes. And then we're going to add in the next vegetables. Thank you. Okay, so it's been cooking for 4 minutes. Let's have a little peek. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so
So you can see that they're cooking away in there. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a shake. And we're going to add the next vegetables, so the next hardest vegetables. So I have the cauliflower, the broccoli, and the onion. I put a tiny bit of olive oil again, salt and pepper. So we're just going to throw it in there.
Look at those beautiful colors.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to put it in for another 4 minutes. Okay, so that's been 4 minutes. So let's have a look. Okay, so you can see how it's kind of going brown and crispy.
Oh, I love it.
So we're going to give it a little shake. So now would be a great opportunity, if you had them, to use some silicone tongs to kind of stir it all up. We're going to use a spoon and be really gentle. We don't want to scratch the nonstick ever, but especially in an air fryer. So I'm going to stir that up. So it looks like the squash is almost cooked and the brassica vegetables need a little bit more time. So we're going to add the mushrooms now, and we're going to do another 4 minutes and see how it all looks.
I love it. It's just amazing how fast it is, and I'm trying to kind of understand the technology, but it's convection, so it's just like pushing really, really hot air around the vegetables, and so that will give it the crispiness the oil usually does in the frying pan or the oven.
Exactly, yeah. And so how I understand it is a little bit of oil can be dispersed into tiny little particles and circulated really evenly around the vegetables or the other food. So you don't need to use a whole lot of oil.
Awesome. Great. Thanks.
Okay, so let's have a look.
Oh,
that
gosh, that
pretty
looks
great.
I can really smell them. They smell so good.
So it's like, see how soft it is? Okay. So that was in for a total of 14 minutes. We ended up putting it in for another 2 minutes. So as you can see, it's kind of just a guessing game, and you can keep checking, and it also depends on how firm you like your vegetables. We used a lot of hard vegetables in here. Butternut squash is quite hard. So that's how you make roasted veg in an air fryer.
Yay! Thank you for teaching me. I'm so excited.
Okay, so I'm really excited now. We're gonna make healthy fish and chips, or kind of a healthier alternative to shake and bake.
Ooh, yes.
So we're gonna do the oven version and the air fry version. So over here we have some potatoes soaking. So we cut up some russet potatoes. They tend to work best for the crispiest French fries.
Cool.
And yeah, so you can kind of see the size I did. I don't know, what is that, like ½ inch?
Yeah, and what did you do? You left?
I left the skin on.
Perfect.
So I just scrubbed it really well, left the skin on. We've talked about the nutrition, the fiber, all that nutrition that's hiding under the skin. And then we soaked it, so about ½ an hour to an hour. So it's gonna keep soaking. And while that's soaking away, we're gonna prep the fish. So thank you for getting this beautiful fish.
Yeah, so, you know, I know that many people out there have access to beautiful fish, and also knowing that fish is going through a bit of a phase where it's needing us to be mindful about how much fish we get. So we do have some halibut, which I always think is such a delicacy, and always so grateful whenever I can get it. And then a fillet of sockeye, and then, you know, a lingcod. So, you know, halibut can be a little bit more expensive if you're buying it. If you're out there on the water right now getting halibut, I'm jealous. My address is, just kidding. But we just got the lingcod because it's a little bit cheaper, and just trying to show that there's a variety of different fishes that you can use if you're trying to learn and cook it in the air fryer, or we're gonna do some oven baked. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And so here we have some panko. So if you don't know what panko is, that's what panko is. I got the whole wheat version, so a little bit more fiber than the regular panko. So we're gonna flavor it a little bit. So I have here just some dried garlic. I like to add that. You also brought some fresh garlic for anyone that likes fresh garlic.
And that's dried garlic powder, not garlic salt, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So we do have salt here, which we can add ourselves, so we know how much we're adding. And then what do you have here?
I just thought of bringing just a Italian seasoning, or kind of whatever herb mix you might like. I also had, you know, I had the flavor shaker and the nettle mix, so you can just kind of have some fun with it.
Awesome, great. Okay, so what I might do is, so we have about 1.5 to 2 cups of the panko here. So I'm just gonna put in about 1.5 tablespoons and
Of the garlic powder?
Of the garlic powder, and then we're gonna add some salt directly in. So maybe about 1/4 teaspoon. And then we're gonna give it a bit of a stir. Okay, so that's all ready. And here we have just 2 eggs that we've whisked up. So I might just get started.
Okay, let's do it.
So I'm gonna use the halibut, because I love halibut. Remove the skin. We don't want the skin on the shake and bake, so I just kind of...
Because then you gotta get the crispy on both sides.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
And then I'm just gonna cut that in half. So we're gonna have the 4 portions.
Perfect.
So I'm just gonna get this paper towel and dry the fish. We don't want soggy fish, because that won't help with the crispiness. And then after that's done, I'm just gonna salt it lightly so there's a little bit of flavor directly on the fish.
Well, I might grab a little bit of salmon to start, just to show that you can use any kind of fish. So you're gonna do the halibut, I'll do a piece of halibut too, but I'll take a bit of salmon and join you. Jacob, welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
So you wanted to learn how to use the air fryer because you're leaving home soon?
Right.
Yeah. Yep. and nice, quick, easy. And we're gonna make some healthy shake and bake alternatives or healthy alternatives to fish and chips. So what we have here is the halibut, which we've cut and salted and dabbed with the paper towel so it's not too wet. So, and here we have the panko with the spices, and there we have some egg. So all you're gonna do, we're gonna let you do it, take a piece of fish, dip it into the egg. You don't want it too wet, so you're gonna let kind of the extra liquid drip off, and then really cover it in the panko. And then you're gonna put it in here, which I've set to 390.
Okay.
All right.
Just coat the whole thing?
Coat the whole thing, yep.
Is that good?
Perfect. Great. And I'll let you do it with the rest as well. Lucky you. Cooking dinner tonight. This has already been preheated for 3 minutes, and I've set it for 5 minutes. Then we're gonna check it, turn it over, and maybe do another 5 to 6 minutes.
Okay.
So around 10 minutes to cook a nice fillet of halibut.
10 to 11, I'm gonna say.
Perfect.
We'll see.
So I'm going to get you working over here because there's of course the air fryer. We can't wait to see how it creates crispiness, but you can also just use your oven. And so another way to do this. So instead of the halibut, we have lingcod. So you can do the same thing with lingcod. Put it in there, and then you can also do it to a beautiful piece of salmon. So Jacob, we have garlic and just the panko crust. Is there any other flavors that you might want to add? We have, here you go.
Thanks.
We have the flavor shaker that has 14 different spices. I can get you to smell it. You can add that a little bit if you want, or the nettle nutrition shaker, or we even have like just some Italian seasoning. So you can kind of add heat, any flavors to your fish if you want as well.
Okay.
Is there anything that you want to add on top of these?
I'll add some of this.
Okay, so you could just shake it on top if you want. Perfect. And you can also, like if you don't want to do the panko, you can also just bake fish in the oven as well. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
So that looks so great. I love how we basically did the same recipe, but just different cooking mediums. How hot of a temperature are you going to cook that at, and for how long?
I like kind of 350. It's kind of similar to what the vegetables are in, so it can work. And fish is so personal, but I like at least about 15 to 20 minutes, but it might take 25. So I just kind of like to check it every 5 minutes after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, I'm going to check the halibut. It's been in there for 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh, it looks
crispy.
so good.
Okay, so I checked it at 8 minutes. So we did 5 minutes, I flipped it over, then I did 3 minutes, and I think it's done. So.
Oh, wow, Rachel.
Yeah.
That looks so beautiful.
So you can tell it's kind of done, like when it's open here, you can see the fish is fully cooked through,
Yeah.
and it's warm all the way through.
And that's quite amazing. That was a nice thick piece of halibut, and to cook in 8 minutes.
Exactly.
And so I guess the trick is kind of doing that checking, because we noticed at 5 minutes it was quite pretty cooked, so not doing another 5, kind of doing it in intervals.
Exactly. No one likes overcooked fish.
Uh-oh, I have to try it. Okay, it's hot in there. Oh my God. Rachel!
There you go.
You're brilliant! So good. Now is an exciting time for me because we get to spend a lot of time focused on the potato, or as I say, the potato, or the spud, which is in my family. If you have had a good meal, you'd be like, oh my God, that was a really good spud. So we have my good friend Coleman here, or Seaman as I like to call him, and he said one of his favorite foods is fries. He's a man of my heart.
Convenient.
I love it. So we're gonna make some French fries. And of course we have our new friend, the air fryer. So we're gonna have Coleman walk through making air fry home fries, and then I'm gonna do the oven home fries with him as well. And then of course we get to eat and feast together and see the difference.
Awesome. Okay, so just to run you through what we've already done. So we've cut up the russet potato, left the skin on, soaked it in cold water for about half an hour to an hour, and then we've drained it. So these are ready to go.
Can I ask again, why do we soak it? just because I always forget.
Yeah, to take out some of the starchiness and to make it crispy.
So it'll make it more crispy. Now we're talking.
And to make it extra crispy, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get you to dump the fries onto here, and we're gonna dry the fries.
Dry the fries.
Dry the fries.
So we've rinsed the water, and then we're just going to pat them dry.
Pat them dry. I'm gonna let you pat them dry. Okay, so now we get to, put a little oil on. So because we're using the air fryer, we don't need a ton of oil. So usually I say this is 2 potatoes, so half a tablespoon, up to 3 tablespoons, depending on how crispy you like your fries. But let's just start with half. Do you know how to estimate a half? Just start pouring and I'll tell you when to stop. Okay, good.
Perfect.
Okay, and then you said you just like salt and pepper on your fries.
Yeah, just salt.
No garlic.
I'll take it, bud.
Okay, so I'll let you do the honors.
Perfect.
Same time. Now when do I stop?
That's a good time to stop, I think. Yeah. All right, now you get to get your hands dirty. Maybe massage it all around.
Get your hands in there, love.
So we want it evenly coated with the salt and the pepper and the oil.
I feel weird.
I love it.
You're doing such a good job.
I've never made fries, so I want to taste some.
You're gonna be a fry master after this.
Oh, here, I'll get you a cloth. There you are, friend.
Okay, so this has been preheated, and we're going to do 400 degrees and about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on how crispy you like it. And it's good 25. If you can.
25.
25. Okay, all right. And then we're gonna check it halfway through and give it a bit of a stir to kind of make sure the heat is going evenly around. All right, so I'll let you just pour them into here.
I'm scared.
You're doing great. Awesome, awesome. Perfect. Okay, that's it. Just put it in here and start. So that's 20 minutes. We'll check it at 10 minutes, turn it around, and then we can always go up to 25 minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. High five. That was really good.
Good job.
Okay, so now we're going to try the oven method. Have you ever made home fries in the oven? Roasted potatoes?
No, I don't. I think I've helped once.
Helped once, but you've eaten them before.
Multiple times.
Okay, so I'm gonna just grab a bowl. So I like, it kind of depends, but I also really, when I make mine, the russet are some of the best, but I also like the Yukon Gold, but you can use kind of any potato. So these are Yukon Gold. And do you like a thin fry, thick fry, more of a wedgie? I said it, I knew what I was gonna say.
A wedge.
A wedge fry? So, or do you like a big, thick kind of fry? Which kind of fries do you like?
Thin.
Oh, so thin, okay.
To eat more.
Oh, no. Maybe cut these in half. Nicely, perfect. And this one might be perfect. And then you want to just lay them on the sheet. Oh, actually, we're putting them in the bowl. Look at my brain.
The bowl first.
Putting them in the bowl. And I did a bit of, what are these?
Sweet potato fries.
Yeah. So we're going to mix those together. And again, we're going to put some oil, but again, we're going to have to use a little bit more oil because we don't have the magic convection oven of the air fryer. So I'll tell you when to stop. Stop. So let's see how that looks. Mix it up. So you want to try that? A little toss-a-roo. So that was probably a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half of oil. Nice work. Keep going, whatever you feel comfortable. Then you can put some salt. Perfect. So then we're gonna just you can dump all that onto the cookie sheet. Perfect. And then you wanna lay them kind of out so they're not touching each other. So home fries can take around 30, 35 minutes in a hot oven, around 350 to 400, kind of depends. I kind of lean to more of the 400. But sometimes you don't have that amount of time when you get home from work, hence why we're loving the air fryer. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll take my whole potato and I'll poke a fork in it with, or holes in it with a fork, and I'll quickly pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes, and then these will only take 15 minutes in the oven. So it just kind of, if you have a microwave and you don't have as much time, it can just really speed up the process for you, and you can get the crispiness of the home fry at that time.
Great.
Yeah, thanks for your help. Should we go put these in the oven? Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so here we have the air fry halibut, the baked lingcod, and the baked salmon. So lucky you, you get to do the tastings.
Sweet.
I love it. Fingers right in there. Get your protein in.
Look at that beautiful salmon. God, I love sockeye.
How is it? Healthy shake and baked salmon. I've actually never had shake and baked salmon.
It's really good.
Nice. Okay.
Which one is this?
That's the lingcod in the oven. Over
how
here,
flaky.
last, the air fry halibut. Wow, so flaky. Good? Satisfied? Feeling yourself getting stronger by the minute?
For sure.
Do you have one fish that you like just more than the other, just by its taste, not the breading?
They're all pretty good, but I like this one the most.
Halibut.
I'm a big halibut guy.
Expensive taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expensive taste for a growing boy.
Well, thank you for trying and thank you for joining us in the air fry
Yeah,
baking
thanks.
adventure.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right, dig in. Here you go.
Sweet.
You can just eat a plate of fish.
Okay, you're back. Let's check out the fry. So we ended up putting it in for 25 minutes, gave it a good shake halfway. So I'll let you do a peek and see what you think. Oh yeah, it looks pretty golden. What do
You can hear them, the sound. They sound cooked.
you happy with those, the way they look? Oh yeah,
Don't burn yourself.
Yeah, they're good.
they're good? Okay, well how about we just dump them into this bowl? Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, there you go. Now you're a fry expert.
What do you like to put on your fries?
Aioli.
Oh, a little aioli. All right, well, we're gonna just wait. The oven fries are still cooking that we put in, and then we'll plate it up and we'll all eat.
Perfect.
Well, the fry off is over and now it is time to eat. So Coleman is here with us again to try the beautiful fries that we made in the air fryer, and then the oven fries, and we just threw some sweet potatoes in for fun. So Coleman, eat away and tell us what you think.
Straight for the air fry, okay.
Air ones are good.
They're good.
Crispy, hey?
Crispy, easy.
25 minutes.
Have you tried a wedgie yet? Looks good, nice and okay.
They're thick.
Thick, delicious. Sweet potato fry.
Waffle.
I think I have to try an air fry.
Air fry ones are better.
They're so good. They're like crispy on the outside and really soft and potatoey in the inside.
Perfect. All right, and you said you like yours with some truffle aioli. So
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow, what a great day.
Yeah.
I learned so much today. It was so good.
And I was so excited about these beautiful meals.
Yeah, so we decided to kind of plate and show you how we would plate a few things. And, and we also cooked some chicken behind the scenes today. You might have seen it earlier on the plate, but a lot of people have been sharing how much they love breading chicken, just like we did with the fish, and using the air fryer. And of course I use the oven, so works just the same. But another way you can use that process, but with a different protein source.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. So we plated some plates. So we thought we plated some food here for Jacob. So a nice big size dinner plate for Jacob.
I like the protein portion there and a lot of carbs to kind of fill them up after some exercise. And of course the healthy veggies, that looks great.
Yeah. And then we also have more of a smaller portion here is a really nice sized piece of fish, and then about a cup and a cup and a half of the lovely roasted veg that also has the sweet potato and some of the carb vegetables. So we also have another meal here with about a cup and a half of veg, some chicken or fish, and then we put a few of the home fries on top of that one as well.
Beautiful.
But yeah, we just hope you enjoy cooking with your family.
It's been so fun.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Rachel, what a great day. That was really great. Well, that's the end of 4 episodes of the iSparks Food is Medicine cooking show. I could not be more honored to have traveled and met so many people, So not only is the food medicine, but the people and the lands that we've been able to connect with are such medicine and so nourishing to my heart as we end these 4 episodes.
It's been so great spending time with you and the iSpark team and just learning from all the guests we had and traveling to all the territories. I'm so grateful for the experience.
Yeah, we sure had a blast. And so to our viewers, to the people that are really learning and actually actioning the Food is Medicine cooking show, we hope you have fun in the kitchen and share your good medicine and good heart with your loved ones, and keep cooking, having fun, and embodying that food is medicine. Cheers, Rachel.
Cheers.